Hey, what's going on, everybody? You're listening to Marrio Esco Live, where we like to interview people who are actively serving the community, share testimonies, music videos, exclusive updates and announcements. And really, we just want to utilize the platform to encourage, edify, challenge if necessary as we go over various topics and subjects. We're not perfect and we don't have all the answers, but we're firm believers in iron sharpening iron, and we really just want to build and edify together. So with that said, I hope you're blessed and enjoy the show. Grace and peace. Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome to Marrio Esco Live. I am your host, Marrio Esco, and alongside me is my good friend and co-host, Gil Vargas.
Yo, what up? What's up, everybody?
Hey, listen, real quick, as you guys jump in, we have an email list.
Yeah.
Join the email list.
Please.
Share the show if you guys are blessed by it. Leave a review for my podcasters. Thank you to those who already left reviews. That's what's up. iTunes, Google Play, wherever you hear the podcast, please leave a review. And to support us, man, go cop Coat of Arms, Mission Field. That's out right now, an EP featuring myself, Gil Vargas, G Wiz, and Shadow. And also God's Work is available as well. I know a lot of people hit me up for that one and were saying, asking if that was going to be available. So that is out there. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that later. Continuing on, merch. We got shirts available now.
Yeah.
At the D2Lproductions.com. That's the number 2, D2Lproductions.com, our new website. Or you could just go to MarrioEsco.com and it'll forward you right to the to the D2Lproductions.com. So
yo, and if you cop a shirt, send us an email with a picture.
Yeah, definitely.
So we can definitely give a shout out.
And we're thinking of growing that out too. Right now, there's only one design. There's like 7 different color options. Matter of fact, hold up, I'm sleeping. What am I doing? I think I even got it up here. Hold on, my bad. Yeah. Hold up, is it up here?
Spending all that time.
Guys, where is it at? I know it's here.
Preparing.
Do you see it? Anybody see it?
Unprofessional.
Maybe not. Okay, my bad.
He wasn't ready to rock.
I wasn't ready.
He wasn't ready to rock.
Yo, you can't talk. You're a secret right now, bro. Like, you're technically a secret right now. I guess I wasn't ready. I was sleeping on that. Actually, true story. The computer was giving us trouble earlier. I thought I was gonna have to call somebody and cancel and reschedule, but we'll get into that anyway. Shout out to our partners, GOP, the Bar Podcast. Let me put it up real quick. Our partners, the Prayer Plug, Rep the King Mag, and Rap Remnant. Actually, Chris Busker from Rap Remnant was on our show last week. We'll recap real quick.
Super dope.
And the newest news, we are now on the Bridge Radio. Gil, can you cut that AC?
Oh yeah.
Thank you, sir. I was like, why does
we
it sound
are now.
Yes, sir. We are now going to be airing on the Bridge Radio, and we're looking to still partner up with people as well as we continue to move forward and progress. We notice a lot of division within the industry, and we're trying to just unify, come together with those that don't have, those kind of connections and whatnot, and just continue to build and move everything forward, which is why I'm really happy about our guest today, but we'll get into that. I leaked it. Anyway, let's keep moving. Recap last week, episode 43, God's Work. We talked to Chris Busker. He came in. I'm excited about everything that he has going on, and everything that he wants to do for the genre as well. He actually just took over Rap Remnant 7 months ago, and I'm excited about the plans that he got. So we had him on last week. We talked about some movies.
Yeah, we
Gil deep dove on Aladdin. Gil was like killing it. Spider-Man Far From Home.
Hey, man.
Killing it.
Simple research.
I was sleeping. Gil got podcast host of the day last week.
Oh, well, thank you.
Finally, one out of what are we on? 44? Episode 44.
Finally.
We talked about Joyner Lucas, Devil's Work. We talked about Bizzle's response. We shared that. We shared my response as well. So if you're interested in anything like that, go check out episode 43, God's Work. Now, let's get right to it. Today, we got a special guest in the building. #1 promoter of Christian hip hop, although he worded it differently on his site, and we'll talk about that. And artist management in New England out of Boston, Mass. Owner of Churchboy Clothing Entertainment, Mike Mack is in the building. What up, my dude?
The man.
Yo, hand claps. What's going on? You're sleeping. Where's the hand claps? I know you can't hear it too. Yeah, there's hand claps right now.
He did the Jay-Z.
You know he did it.
He did the Jay-Z. You fucking.
Yo, that's funny. Yo, Mike, what's good, my brother?
Hey, man. I'm out here living, maintaining, being blessed. It's good to see y'all. It's good to see everybody in the cyberverse. Y'all so beautiful. I love you all.
Yo, so talk to us, dude. Talk to us, man. First of all, how's your week? I know you got a busy week ahead of you right now. You got some plans. You got things going on. You got the Elevation Conference coming up.
Yeah. I just realized we haven't like been in the same room since we went to that burger joint.
Yeah. No, it's been a long.
Was that the last time?
Yeah.
That burger joint was lit, but first of all, it was expensive. For a burger and some fries, but it was worth
a long time.
That was a good time, man.
It's hard to see Gil. That's like I drove here because Gil's here. If
not, that's what's up.
If not, I would have just called in. But I was like, when's the next time I'm gonna be able to see Gil?
I agree.
No, I'm a phone call away.
No,
matter of fact, I do these lives because of Gil. I'm like, y'all. Gil's coming through.
I got a text. You should see my text message chain with Gil. Hey, Gil, yo, can you come through? Nah, I can't. Yo, Gil, what's up? What you do? Nah,
hey, man.
I'm busy. Hey, Gil,
Gil's
I had a
busy,
baby.
Man.
Hey, I got
real.
Me too.
He's about to have another one.
See? Yeah. Forget it, man. Next time I drive up here, I'm not even going to be able to see him because he's going to have all even kids.
All my baby's kids. But for real, man, you can hit me up.
I'll make time. You can hear it in the tone of his voice. Like, anytime.
Miss you guys.
Real.
Miss both of you guys.
Nah, for real, man. We need to do like more hangouts, bro. Cause that was a dope time, man. We were able to build, see where each other's at. Brainstorm some things, and also have a delicious burger, which is never a bad thing.
No.
Yeah, dope. It's always a blessing, man, to meet up with you because I know I was wrestling with a few things, and people who follow the show know very well what I was wrestling with in the beginning of the show. And you actually helped me through some of the things that I was wrestling when it comes to like, networking and building genuine relationships with people and stuff like that. So it's very important, and a lot of creatives are not aware of how to really move in the industry, especially if you don't have like a financial backing or a manager to kind of guide you through. That's why those positions are very important. You know what I mean? And that's why
community is just important, period.
Yeah, facts.
People don't value community. And I'm huge on community, and I'm only reason that I have the access or the relationships that I have now is because I realize the intentionality that goes along with community. And everybody who knows me knows like I'm very intentional about it.
Oh, that's dope. So like for example, like the Elevation Conference is part of that. Yeah. Right? The desire of doing that.
Yeah. The desire to give opportunity to people who in an area that typically don't have opportunities like that presented to them. Like that's the whole motivation behind it.
Dope. And it's not just like an opportunity for people to come through and express their art and be exposed to other people that are already established in the industry, but it's also to educate them as well, because that's part of it too. Break it down for us, man. Tell us about like what is the Elevation Conference? Like what is
the
it?
Elevation Conference, in a word, is it's the only urban youth and young adult conference in the New England area that has like a focus on arts and music and urban arts and music especially.
Right.
So there's a lot of different conferences and a lot of different things and a lot of different churches. I think ours is unique in that we integrate Christian hip hop into it. We integrate urban music into it. We touch on different media entities that don't normally get tapped into and bring them to the area and present guys with an opportunity for, in a culture that otherwise doesn't really get a lot of, positive press and positive networking that can be done with, you know what I mean?
So how is that for you wrestling through the Christianity side, the ministry side of it, and then also the business side of it, because it is, trying to make sales and stuff like that.
Sometimes at the end of the day, it feels like putting new wine in old wineskins. Right, to get real biblical nerdy on you.
Okay, no. Go ahead. I like it. I like where you're going. Go ahead.
I love it. I love it. I love the Bible.
Yeah. No, go ahead. Let's do it.
Yeah. So you know what I mean. So when I walk in, I sit down with the jeans and the bandana. Like, you know what I mean. Dudes think a certain way, but like, no, I'm so extra religious. Like so extra Christian, bro. Like I'm so with it. But anyway, that's a side note. That's the side note for you guys. But so no, it is actually pretty. That's probably the hardest part. The hardest part is getting people in the Christian community to realize and understand the importance of business and networking and finance and everything that comes along with it. Even in artistry. So for example, when you have a lot of Christian artists, a lot of them don't believe that they have to have their money and their finance in order. They don't think that they have to have good business and infrastructure. You know what I mean? They just think that God's just going to bless everything that they do. I've sat down in the room with a lot of different guys like, hey, are you ready to work? Like, oh, well, I don't have to, work. You keep talking about work. Like you talking about work. Like I believe by faith, like faith is going to carry me through all this. And you know what I mean? God is going to just bless everything that I touch. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. That's amazing. Well, you don't need me. So I'm gonna leave. You know what I mean? Like, so you got God's just gonna touch everything that you do. And so that, I mean, the Bible talks about how the people of the world are just more shrewd. They're just more shrewd. They're business minded. Like they want to be successful, and so they put all this stuff in order. And the people in the kingdom, they don't even feel like that stuff is necessary, which is unfortunate. You know what I mean? So when
why do you think that is
crazy?
Where do you think the miscommunication or the misunderstanding is at? Like right? Like I mean, you got the mic. Like if you got the answer, like, what do you think it is, man?
I don't think it's a miscommunication. Like I said, I just think that people are under a false disillusion and don't have a true clear view of God's plan and God's work in our lives and how he structures everything. They don't have a true understanding of seed time and harvest. They don't have a true understanding of biblical principles. Like I said, even of fellowship and community, like those are biblical principles. I think a lot of guys lack that stuff. And so they've skipped all onto it and they want real charismatic or either real charismatic or the opposite, where they just think that God is just going to bless them. Like, I'm just going to pray. God is just going to bless me. My faith is going to make it happen. The works part, they miss at some point, they miss the part that faith without works is dead. Or they just misunderstand that. I think that's what it boils down to. These guys just aren't business minded. And a lot of them, you know what I mean? Like if you spent, you got your degree in Bible college, and you come out and that's really what you're educated in, and you want to get into some sort of Christian platform, and you were never taught business.
Right. You're going to be poor at it.
You're going to struggle with it.
You're going to be poor at business.
You're going to struggle. Yeah. So you have to surround yourself with people who are able to do that stuff, and everybody's not willing to do that. And so I deal with a lot of artists all the time that I'm doing their booking for, and I'm trying to book them for an event, and their cousin's their manager, and they don't know business. You know what I mean? Day made the rider. Day didn't know what speakers should be on the rider. They didn't know how the logistics work. He didn't know what he should put in the contract. And so I'm hitting up Day. Day got a Yahoo email address that don't ping to his phone, so he only sees it once a week. See what I mean? So it's little stuff like that. It's little stuff like that.
Keep going. No,
it's really challenging. So for me, somebody who
these are gems. This is
real life. Like if you're an artist out there and your cousin's your manager, he's probably not good at his job. There's a chance that he is. But most likely he's not.
That's
so when I booked,
straightforward facts.
I told somebody, who did I tell? I told, I was talking to Derek yesterday, Derek Miner. And I'm like, yo, booking Christian hip hop artists is really hard. It's really hard to book them. It's really hard to make it happen financially, realistic expectation, all that good stuff. But I've been trying to book gospel artists lately. Oh my God.
Really?
It is so much harder.
Like gospel singers?
Really?
Gospel singers. It's so much harder.
Really?
It's so much more expensive. It's just been way more challenging. Like 9 out of 10 of the gospel artists that I've reached out to try to book have either been unresponsive or their prices are just insane. You know what I mean? They have like 30,000 followers on Instagram and they want to charge me 10 grand to come out to an event.
Wow. And
it's just like, you know what I mean? One of the biggest issues with Christendom and it's more so, it's not CCM. You know what I mean? It's,
right, yeah.
Unfortunately, as in everything, it's not our European friends who are having the trouble that we're having. It's the minorities. You know what I mean? It's the young African American.
You think it's because of that like scarcity? How do you say it? Scarcity like mentality?
I think it's scarcity. I think it's a microcosm of everything else that we find in
just
culture in America.
Everything. Just how we think. The crab in the bucket mentality.
Thing.
Just try to climb up over the next guy.
There's a lot less black millionaires. There's a lot less successful black Christian artists. It's just, you know what I mean? It's just, those things all kind of parallel. But I just find that there's just not a lot of guys who are good at it. You look at how many gospel artists tour. I don't know if how closely y'all follow like the gospel music industry. How many gospel artists tour?
And now, when you say gospel,
let me see. I'm thinking already.
Rap, right?
I'm
not talking about rap. I'm not even talking about Christian, because Christian hip hop artists are always trying to tour.
What do you?
Yeah.
Wait,
trying to
not able to actually
I'm
tour?
intentionally saying trying. They're attempting to. They don't have no idea how to do it. And they don't have the infrastructure. They don't have following. They don't have fans. Gospel artists have fans. They have a lot more fans, I think, if you compare side by side to Christian hip hop, because Christian hip hop is a relatively younger industry. Obviously,
what do you mean gospel?
Gospel, black gospel, like charismatic gospel music, like Kirk Franklin, you know, that genre. So if you're looking at the gospel artists who successfully tour, we're talking about Kirk Franklin, I just mentioned. We're talking about like Tasha Cobbs, who's pretty good, and she doesn't really tour, but she can do neutral venue shows and sell them out.
Fred Hammond,
those guys, they tour every once in a while. They don't traditionally tour. So they had like the Fred Hammond, Donnie McClurkin tour, or whatever that they had a while ago. They did that tour. That was like last year, but they don't really tour regularly. And then recently, Jonathan McReynolds, who's doing a tour now, who just won like 8 Stellars, and he's absolutely amazing. I had him in Boston. His show sold out, lights out, but he has infrastructure. He has all that stuff set up. So he's actually business minded, and he's a great gospel artist. So he's able to tour the country. When you look at gospel artists in general, you can't name that many gospel artists who are just doing nationwide tours because they're not there. Like, I don't know if you can think of, like, you know, all y'all out there in YouTube world.
Because they're too expensive, or it's just not a commodity.
They're super expensive. It is a commodity because there's a very strong gospel market. So if you bring a gospel artist to a lot of different cities, like, usually you'll be able to get a pretty good crowd. But for some reason, they just don't have that they don't have the infrastructure. They don't have the label backing, like all that stuff that kind of comes in hand with making it happen. And again, like I said, they keep a lot of stuff in family. There's only like there's probably two or three gospel booking agencies, because I know when I reach out to any artist, I get brought to the same website and it has like 80 gospel artists on it. If you look it up right now, if you look up like 10 different prominent gospel artists, try to figure out who their booking is. If it's not their cousin, it's one of two guys. And I don't need to name. I think
okay,
you guys can find them if you look them up. But so there's just not a lot of guys, and I don't know, they're just not driven to do it, because you think most gospel artists also, what I would cross my mind is, most of them, you know what they do for their day jobs? They praise and worship leaders at their church, and they're getting bank at mega churches. So when you look at a lot of these gospel artists, they all have day jobs already singing, doing worship on the weekend.
Okay.
So they probably can't really travel as much, and they're already doing what it is that they want to do. So they're like, if you want me to come sing, I need a bag to even get out the bed. That's just some of my theories. I don't know. But like I said, with Christian hip hop,
and that's different because it depends on where they're at, because it's not popping like that everywhere. So like in Texas, I can imagine like it's easier to get like gigs like that. Like
they get substantial amounts of money because, like you said, if you're doing a show in Texas somewhere and you're a relatively known gospel artist, you're going to get 1,000 people to pull up to your show. You're that same artist, you come to Boston, you're going to get 200 people to show up to your show.
Wow.
So they don't want to translate the numbers though. They still want the same 10 grand that they got in the first show.
Got it.
And they don't want to translate that number to Boston and realize that, you know what I mean, there's 2 million, there's
so in real business. Now you're legit, like you're not like a self-proclaimed CHH promoter in Boston. You're a legit promoter.
I'm just a promoter.
You're a legit promoter in Boston.
Yeah.
So you have a relationship with the venues. Yeah. They call you. Yeah. They
reach out to me.
They depend on you to schedule the touring or whatever, the artists come in, whatever. I'm sorry, I don't know the proper stuff. You're the professional. But
sounds
so
good.
You know exactly what you're talking about. You know, you sound like you understand these pain points. It sounds like you have conviction behind that, because you're frustrated with trying to bring gospel artists in. You're having a hard time. What do you think? Like, you got the mic, man. Like, how do you communicate in a way to help people understand, what they need to know to move forward in a professional manner and not in this, just guessing, like just making up their own rules as they go?
Yeah, for the whole industry, we need more managers, more marketing, and this is probably a conversation that happens all the time.
All right, but it's dope. Like, it needs to keep happening.
You need more podcasts.
You need to keep pushing.
You need more Marios and Gills doing shows.
Keep going. Go preach.
Bring in
preach,
audiences, expose audiences to music and to culture so that it can expand. You need people with degrees that are willing to work in music. Another issue in the church. Like I said, there's not a lot of the church isn't producing BAs in business administration. Like, there's not a lot of churches promoting that. A lot of Christians, and because of the nature, I think, of how God created us, we are very loving. Typically, like, hopefully, we're very like loving, caring people. A lot of my kids, I know, they go get degrees in like sociology. You know what I mean? They want to work in the community, they want to save lives. There's not, the church just isn't producing, I don't think, a lot of real business minded, sharp business minded people who are like, yo, I want to do industry stuff. Like, I want to be in business. And then, because, again, people see that and they're like, oh, you're just trying to make money, trying to hustle.
And it's a turnoff. It's like that bad for them. They're like
about finances.
Yeah.
It's not a problem to be a Christian and business owner.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to go into ministry. Yeah. You know what I mean? It doesn't say do things to the glory of God, as long as it's ministry.
Yeah, but I mean, finance is a ministry.
There you go. I was going to say,
it's a financial ministry. Like, who's going to be the dude in the church trying to help everybody from being broke?
Right. True. So I get what you're saying. See, that's the idea, right? That's what people think. Like, you just separated the two. I don't know if you realize that. And then Mike came in, and then he was like, "Whoa, it is business, right? Like business is ministry. That's what he's saying.
Hand in hand.
Well, that's what essentially what I'm saying too is like it doesn't matter as long as you're doing what you love for the glory of God. You know what I mean? But if someone wants to do finances and go to school for business, I don't think they should, detoured or discouraged because it's not the missionary or it's not a servant type job. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
God says it says in the Bible that he gives diverse gifts for what? What are the gifts for? What's the purpose? The purpose of the gifts are to edify the body.
Amen.
Facts.
In every kind of way.
In every kind of way. So somebody's got to be helping you with your look. Somebody's got to be helping you with your diet.
I love it.
Somebody's got to be helping you with your finance. Somebody's got to be making sure you're not fat. Like somebody's got to be doing all this stuff. Like because we all have diverse gifts. He didn't create. If there's a church and there's 100 different people at church, 99 of them shouldn't be trying to preach.
Right.
99 is the same thing. 99 of them should not. 99 people who are gifted in music shouldn't be trying to rap.
Facts.
Because y'all are garbage.
Facts.
You should stop rapping.
Yo, find another thing. Listen, you can love hip hop in Christ, but you might have another area that you serve better in.
Yes.
And you don't want to struggle with the limelight. Like, I think more people need to say that though too. At the same time, you can't. We have some people that just encourage, just keep going.
No, I mean, I'm good for
which
that.
is cool.
If you
like,
need somebody, if you need
thing.
somebody to let you know that you can't rap, hit me up.
I'm likewise, man.
I'm totally okay.
There needs to be a lot more.
I'm totally fine. I'm totally fine with being
that's
that. And people
dope.
know. People send me music all the time.
Should we have that? Should we have like a? Well, they do reviews, right? I mean,
people do reviews. I don't. So this is my thing. I'm tough, but I'm not a jerk. I'm not just openly a jerk.
Right.
Like there's people whose music is trash that I don't tell them it's trash. But if they send it to me and they say, "Hey, Mike, let me know what you think."
For real.
Yeah. Then you can tell them what you think. Like I would never do like a show where I play a bunch of music and be like, "This is garbage. You should be a teacher. Like you shouldn't be doing this."
Sound
like,
effects
but when
going off.
Even though that would be awesome,
it'd be beneficial probably to the body in some way, but I would hurt a lot more feelings I think than necessary. But like I said, people send me their music, they have to ask me what I think. Otherwise, even if they just send it to me like, "Hey, check out my new song," I'm gonna be like, "Word, that's cool." I'm not gonna say anything. But if they're like, "Yo, what do you think?" That's when I'll drill in and like let them know what I actually think.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. If I sent you a track and your response was, "Yeah, that's cool," I don't think I need to know more than that.
Yeah. Yeah,
or people
who are close to me know that too. When they're like, "Yo, yeah, cool." They're like,
how about
even if I didn't know you, if I sent you a track and you were like, "Yo, that's cool," I would be like, "Man,"
and this is how I say it. It sounds just like this. Yeah, that's cool.
That's cool. No, how about that album is worth listening to one time only. You got to hear that once.
That's it.
It was good one time, man. That one time listen, man.
Yo, anytime after that,
I can listen to that one time. That's it.
But like we said, there's just too many people. Like there's a lot of guys who are rapping that shouldn't be rapping. There's a lot of guys who are preaching that shouldn't be preaching. There's a lot of guys pastoring that shouldn't be pastoring.
But that's the thing too. I love that you brought that up. So this doesn't apply only to being a rapper.
Yeah.
This applies across the board.
This is again. So we're talking about we're talking about church principles that kind of impact all the other church principles, and why there's lack in some areas. It's because guys are doing things in general in the body that they should not be doing. Everybody wants to be the
from
feet.
The jump.
Everybody wants to be the head. Nobody wants to be the toes.
I see what you.
Somebody got to balance out the feet. Somebody got to do. And so like when people tell me all the time, like, "Yo, Mike, how come you don't rap?" Like, are you serious? Like, you really want another rapper?
But you be posting up in the front cover like you like.
Yeah, that's my project. That's my project.
That's my project.
So I'm gonna show y'all. Like, look, if it's because you want to see your picture,
he did a music video too, man. Did you guys peep the music video?
I haven't seen it yet.
He was lip syncing to one of his dudes. Like,
I ain't lip syncing nothing. Nah. We acted out. I did the project.
Wait, you talking about the one where you're like on the porch?
He Pray Hustle. Yeah, the
no,
project.
I thought he was talking about like an actual music video where you like rapping.
I don't know what he's talking about.
He put out a music video?
I haven't spit 16 since high school.
Yo, spit a 16 right now?
I know
you got one in the
I've heard him spit before.
I can rap.
And he's a beast.
I can rap.
He can rap.
But the problem, again, the problem is, A, we don't need more rappers. B, if I start rapping, I'm gonna keep all the keys for myself. Ain't nobody get no love.
Hold on.
I'm gonna put it on record. Yo. He's super nice.
Wait, where'd you hear him rap?
At my house.
What do you mean at your? Wait, Mike came to your crib and said, "Yo, I'm gonna rap for you."
No. So this is what happened.
What's going on here?
So he was telling me about a story about a rapper that.
Let me put the names up. Hold up, I'm slipping.
He just one day just decided, you know what? I normally don't do this, but I want to battle you. And he battled this artist.
And he corrected me right now. There's a K at the end of that.
Sorry, Gil. Gil's telling his story.
Go ahead,
I know, man.
Tell the story. Watch this. As you tell the story, I'm going to edit it right now. How about that?
Oh, my God.
That's how ill I am. Here's troubleshooting, baby.
I appreciate it.
So he comes... Well, he comes to my crib to talk about a track. I wanted to, just like he said, sometimes artists show him tracks, and he graciously came to my crib to listen to the track and help me out, work out some things. And he was talking about how, you know, he has artists, and some of the artists kind of like get a little too cocky sometimes, and he has to, you know, let them know. Yeah, you got to get checked sometimes.
Whenever dudes want to go like bar for bar, or try to punch or like.
Hold up, you battle?
Try to.
He can.
I would if I was to do anything.
No wonder why you look like when I saw you at those battles. Okay, shout out to what's the name?
I'm telling you right now,
Overflow Rap League.
The day you battle.
Hold up, when I saw Mike Mack at those battles, bro, he was back there like ready, like he was ready to jump in on a double dutch or something. He was like, when am I? I'm ready. He's like,
you see, that's the problem. Being a rapper, being a Christian rapper, the part that I don't understand or that I know that I couldn't do is y'all supposed to be all humble and stuff. Like, I'm not. I couldn't pull it off for a whole album. Like, there's gonna be some point in the album.
Oxymoron. Because it's like, yo, you gotta be humble, but you gotta destroy this.
And this whole culture, the whole culture that's about like that's founded on like this outwardness and this vocality of. Facts. I couldn't toe the line. Yeah, and I know I couldn't. So you go all the way in. Yeah, y'all be like, he's secular.
Yo, my question is secular. My question is, at the end of those battles, do they walk away and be like, "Yo, I destroyed that man"? And
usually the audience is like screaming. Yeah, so check out.
How do they justify how they just?
I'm gonna shout them out. Overflow Rap League in Connecticut. In Connecticut, Overflow Rap League, super dope Christian battle rappers. They come together. They battle each other. They say that it's how they sharpen each other. They sharpen each other's skills. They challenge. I went to one where this dude called out this dude's all his ministry failures.
Wow,
like in front of everybody. He's like, yo, you don't even fellowship. Everybody was like, no.
Oh, wow.
But nah, it was like
correcting each other.
Yo, they were correcting the heck out of each other, bro. And like they knew each other. So they was like really bars. They was like really correcting each other. Like I walked away feeling convicted myself. So like, yeah, go and check it out. It's on Instagram and YouTube, Overflow Rap League. I think if you can't perceive it until you see it and you're like, oh man, these dudes are really roasting each other. And it really seems like it's okay.
Yeah,
it's different.
Well, you guys are praying. You guys are hugging up. You guys
they pray, they hug, bro. Yeah, and it's. I mean, some dudes don't want to hug afterwards.
So it depends on the roast.
Yeah, it depends on the roast. I know. What's his name? Almost was out of commission, man. What's his name? Di. Di was like wrestling with it. Then he came back strong and what? Yeah. Anyway, shout out to Di.
His first one, he struggled. His second one, he killed.
He came back.
But I mean, I would say that. I think any rapper for their first time will get eaten up. Yeah. If they've never battled and then they go into that environment, I think you would be a very weird breed if you demolish the dude on the first. Yeah.
I mean, unless you're just a fan of the culture. Again, battle rap's its own culture. Like if you're really a fan of battle rap culture, you know what's going on.
You got to have that vocabulary ready in that format.
You got to be that type of dude.
You're coming at next, like we're normally, especially Christian rappers, which is another reason why I find it crazy because usually the things that are coming out of their mouth is, their thought process is uplifting, God glorifying. Yeah. Like I just want to praise.
But these dudes' bars are so scripture integrated, like it's crazy. Like they're really brilliant. There's like a lot of really brilliant dudes. Like even what the Saga is doing is like I said, that's a gifting. Like God literally has to gift you to be able to do what the Saga is doing. Like he goes in and people like he's like evoking like spirits out of people. Like this dude is like changing atmospheres, like literally walking into dark places and like when they leave, like these are demonic dudes who are just reevaluating their whole existence.
Hold on. Are you talking about like the Christian rappers that he's going up against?
No, I'm talking about the Saga who does secular battles.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Dude, I'm interested in stuff like that, bro.
No, so what he's doing is, like I said, is really
so like how do you feel about Lasso and what he's doing?
Well, yeah, Saga, Loso, A-Ward.
I'm gonna keep calling him Lasso because I like it like
Mario always puts
Lasso is his name.
He speaks no Spanish, but somehow he puts a Spanish accent in everything.
To me, it's Lasso, but okay, Lasso.
So those dudes, they call themselves the Four Horsemen. So those dudes.
Okay, go ahead.
They got teams. So yeah, I got put you on the Four Horsemen.
Put me on.
Four Horsemen. Yeah, so it's those four guys I mentioned: the Saga, Loso, A-Ward, and
so do they actually like? Is this they just spread out and do their thing? But collectively they
represent Christ in the secular culture, and then so they're all under pretty much different promotions. I don't know all the different promotions that they're on, like Sagas and like URL Battle League or something like that.
I don't want to, answer this if you want, but do they make profit off of their battles? Like, do they?
Yeah, I mean, it's battle rap's not a huge. None of them are huge. Like the Saga's, I think currently at this point the biggest, and then maybe Loso's like the second biggest. But yeah, they get paid for those events because those are promotional events. The same thing as like doing a concert. You're going there, you're performing basically in front of a group of people.
And then they get the prize too. If
you get a prize or something, like you get a bell and all that sort of different stuff. Yeah, but it's super dope. And so, like I said, they're going into like really non-Christian environments and they're glorifying God in them, like evangelist style.
Yeah,
like
right.
Saga battled this one dude, and the dude called himself the devil or something like that.
Oh wow!
His name,
like that was his battle name.
Yeah, his battle name was Tink the Devil. Yeah, and so he was like a demon worshiper. He's like a devil worshiper.
Oh, get out! So that was
he showed up to battle the Saga.
That was planned.
He showed up to battle. No, he's been like that. That's already been his
and it's just lined up.
And so they was like, yo, like it's perfect that we would have a Christian face him. Saga faces
that on like
dude.
YouTube or something?
It's on YouTube. It's like famous. It's probably got 1 million views on YouTube.
Wow.
And so Saga goes and battles this dude. This dude can't even rap his verses. And starts throwing up on stage.
No,
Saga exercised a man on stage.
No, you're lying. That's on YouTube?
It's on YouTube.
No, come on, man. I gotta peep it.
The fact that he threw up and still put it on YouTube.
I gotta peep it. He was like,
crazy.
"Yo, I'm done. I'm done."
Look up the Saga's battles.
Was it in the middle of him like spitting his verse at him? And he was
he was at the conference last year. He showed the video.
Folded
he showed the video at the conference of like him roasting this guy.
Up.
Like, and so that's I mean, that's Saga walking into these environments.
What about Lasso?
With the spirit and doing that stuff. Loso, I think Loso's like undefeated too. Loso, I think he had one. I think maybe actually his last battle they were saying that he might have lost.
Yep.
But I think Saga's undefeated with like one questionnaire. I don't know how like the battle the round system really works. Like if they ever actually say somebody wins. But both those guys are really successful.
Are the guys really in the Overflow Rap League? Mm-hmm. Are them guys only interested in doing that within their own own leagues, and they're not like going out and doing the battle rap secular stuff?
Yeah, none of those guys are currently, I believe, in a secular promotion that I know of. But so I mean, they did some crossover.
So this
stuff,
is what they're building up. Then
they're creating their own culture, their own subculture that no one else is doing anywhere in the world. That's what we're talking about. Do something unique, create a brand new lane. You know what I mean? Build something instead of just trying to be like and do what everybody else is doing. It's just not beneficial to the body for everybody to be doing the same thing.
Right. Facts. I love that. Yeah. So what do you encourage?
Super dope.
For just Christians
right now, like I feel me personally when I look at like everything, I feel like what you just said, the podcasting, and you're seeing them now. I don't know. Do you notice like there's a whole everybody's on a podcast?
I mean, you're gonna see it more because
like everybody's trying to go.
Yeah, you're in the niche, so you're gonna notice it more now. Of course, as you're doing it and as you're in the environment, you're gonna start to notice how many different podcasts there are. But yeah, there's tons and tons of podcasts, just like you said, good and bad. You know what I mean? There's a ton of different people doing it. And like I said, those are necessary. And there are some people who are not gifted in it. And like you're gifted in the visual promote. Like we know this. And I've been telling you this for the past 5 years, as long as I've known you. I'm like, audio visual, like you're in your niche. Yeah. Like, bro, like you don't need to rap. You don't even need to sweat all that other stuff. Yeah. Just what you're doing, what you're gifting in, you flourish in that.
Yeah.
In God's gift, like they say, it makes room for you because your gift is not going to allow it to just be wrapped up. Like it's gonna fight to get out of you.
Yeah,
it's gonna scream and kick until it gets out of you.
Thanks.
And when you do it, a lot of times it can feel really natural. Not the outside forces. You will face challenges. We're not going to say nobody's going to face challenges. But when you flourish in your gift,
trust and believe.
But when you flourish in your gift, though, you're gifting that part of using your gift. Like you going on and you're just editing something live stream. It's because you're in your gifting.
Amen. Yeah, praise God.
You know what I mean? It's because you're doing what your intention.
Yeah. So be faithful, be authentic. Stay true to your calling, but as well encourage others to call out individuals. Yeah. Gifts and talents. Like one of the things that I read in a book about becoming a pastor is it how you call it, Gil? Is it blessed? Not blessed by the church. There's a word for it. Is it something by the church? Like ordained? Recognized? Like not ordained. Anyway, when
the church commissions it for you?
Not commissioned. Is it
supported? Exactly.
Like do they see the talent? Does the church affirm your talents? There you go. That's the word. Yeah. Does the church affirm your gifts? And that's important part of it too, is that as you're trying to navigate through, like you need to be able to know from the outside sources, are you good at that? Sometimes you can't tell, dude. Like how many people think they can sing and you see them on American Idol and you're like, what? Like, dude, that those people don't care, truly believe that they can sing.
Those people don't care.
They just want the fame and fortune.
Because I mean, they just
want to be seen.
When the judges are like, hey, you're terrible. They're like, no, I'm not. like my mommy told me I could sing. That's the wrong affirmation you got.
Right.
Somewhere.
There you go. That's what I'm saying though. Like they get the wrong affirmation. Exactly.
Again,
so we need more people to come
that
alongside to confirm that.
Yeah. Your gift will affirm you before anybody else does, because your gift will cause them to affirm you. So when you put your gift out,
I like that.
People will see it and be like, wow, that was good. But if you're always putting your gift out and no one ever seems to care, or you go to sing at a venue. I tell people all the time, like if you're going to be a singer and you're trying to figure out how to perform, you want to get shows, like no one cares. I'm not going to give you shows, right? Until you figure out how to get people's attention. So go out and do karaoke nights, go out and do bars, go out and do open mics, go out and do all that stuff. And if every time you do that, no one ever comes up to you after you're done and says, wow, you killed it, then you're trash. Be honest with yourself.
You know, like comics go to clubs with like
comics do that all the time. That's how they sharpen themselves. Exactly. And people be in the audience like, yo, you're not funny.
Yo, there's even stories about like even like mainstream comedians.
Every comedian
to
has
this
that
day,
story.
like the successful comedians that still get booed and everything when they go to these private clubs.
So many people got kicked off The Voice, got kicked out of the Apollo, like all this stuff because they weren't good enough yet, or you know what I mean? Maybe it was a talent, not a gift. Maybe it was something that you needed to cultivate, you needed to grow. You know what I mean? That's not just natural, like things you wake up in the morning and do. Like I talk. Yeah. Like talking for me is a gift. Promoting is a talent. Taught myself how to promote because I used my gift and just grew it outwards.
I like that, bro.
I could wake up in the morning and talk about anything. Like you could have just pushed me in this room into a chair and said, we're going to grill you on blah, blah, blah. And I'd be totally unfazed and totally prepared. Like I could walk out to your church. Like you could bring me down the street like, Mike, we need somebody to preach right now. Can you come to our church? I'm like, all right, cool.
Really?
Yeah. Because this is my gift. You asking me to talk is like asking a fish to drink.
Do you talk at the Elevation Conference?
Yeah, I don't have time to talk.
This dude sits back and just watches everything work.
Not even in the Q&A?
No, I'm moderating one this year. But typically, in the last year, I did a marriage panel. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna put myself out always talking. My pastor hates it, but like I don't always.
What do you mean? Hate what?
He hates that I won't. Put myself out there more. Okay. But I'm not interested in attention, fanfare. Like I'm more interested in putting other people on, getting my team to be able to express themselves. Like I said, I know I could talk. I know I got this gift. I don't need to cultivate anymore. I want to cultivate my team's ability to talk.
I love that, man. That's growth. Give
other people stuff.
That's growth.
But on the flip side, though, you do have something to say.
Yeah. So I came on
Marrio Esco. I walk away with a gem. So
that's why I'm here.
Yeah. I'm sure there's plenty of other people that love to hear. It doesn't have to be all the time. You know, it could be like every once in a while. You're like, you know, this year I'm gonna speak.
Yeah, I mean, I do.
I think you have a lot to say.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I do moderate stuff. Like I said, I'm gonna moderate something this year. I spoke for a second last year. I don't even try to hide from it, but I don't always thrust myself into the forefront. So you're like, yo, Mike, you want to come do the show? Sure, let's do it. I'm not gonna be like, yo, Rio, you need to have me on the show, bro.
I feel you. I'm the same way though.
You know what it is that I know what you know, and in that moment that you blessed me, that well, you've been blessing me, but that one day when I was really struggling, man, and you just said some simple stuff, and it just like woke me up real quick, and I'm like, people need to hear stuff like this. It needs to go out. Like more people need to talk about this, and that's how you educate, you know, all the people that are struggling with understanding how this all works. Because you have the ministry side of it, the spiritual side of it, and then you have the business side of it, and just natural relationship building side of it as well. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like there's all these other things that go with it: the business, the right way, the proper way to send an email, to make proper requests for features, to make to get proper information. Like, can I share what you told me? Like.
Yeah. I don't remember, so yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
But you told me you were like...
I didn't slander nobody.
No, you didn't.
If I did, that would be funny too.
Okay, I'll do it in a...
No, I really don't care. No,
all right, cool. Well, you were telling me how you started working with Rapzilla.
Yeah.
And how what you did to make that relationship, work, to make that relationship happen.
Yeah.
And how you took plane flights and went to these events and, and sought after just building these relationships and you built upon them. So tell us about that, like your relationship with Rapzilla, like what that relationship is about.
I mean, my relationship with Rapzilla is just a blessing to the entire Christian hip hop industry. I've always gone to bat for them for any time a person wants to kind of slander them or talk bad about them. I always just feel like I just always go to bat for them because I love.
How did you feel when I put my post out about Rapzilla?
Which one? Which one? Yeah, which one, bro? You gotta be more specific. But we talked. We already talked. So I told you how I felt about that though when we did talk. But no, I think Chad, Phil, who started it many years ago. I think that those are two brilliant dudes. I love you, and I think that Chad is a brilliant dude. Chad corrected me today about something I had tweeted. I did a if this then that tweet for y'all social media nerds out there. It's synced to my Instagram, so it automatically tweeted something. And the caption that I wrote was garbage. Yeah. I'm like tired, you know what I mean? I'm lazy. Like I'm really burnt out. Like right now I'm at my wit's end. The conference is next week. I got no gas left, man. I'm just coasting through life right now. And so I wrote a caption that was garbage, and he sent it to me like, "Yo, well, this caption is so weak. Like, what are you doing? Yeah, and I was like, "Dang, it is really weak." But I mean that, and I appreciated that because I don't mind correction. So Chad just hitting me out of nowhere, letting me know like, "Hey, bro, your social game is not on right now." It's like, dang, like it's really not, and he doesn't have to let me know that, but he did, and so that's the type of dude that Chad is, and so. I just think that what they do for the community is brilliant. What I told you was what a lot of people have an issue with is getting their music on the platform, getting their content on the platform. I've been a curator for Rapzilla, so I've been someone who's posted content on their website.
He's the one who was like, "Oh, Mario's talking crap. Skip that."
Yeah. So I was like, "Nope, this isn't ready. Mario's not ready.
This ain't ready.
Swipe right.
He ain't ready yet."
So
swipe right.
So literally, if I'm like, "Yo,"
you see what I say? The gatekeepers. Yeah. There's the camera, by the way. You see what I say?
Yeah. Be
they
nice.
Put me on timeout.
Be nice. So Marrio Esco I never got it. So if I got somebody from Boston, I would always try to post some ASAP. Anybody I can get from Boston to put on. It was like, please let me do
Isn't that biased?
Yeah, it is. So they send me.
Yeah, it is.
So if you know, the Rapzilla inbox probably gets like 1,000. My
favorite show.
They get like 1,000 submissions a day, bro, of people sending in their music to Rapzilla. And they're like, "Yo, post my song," and they're sending it in wrong. They're sending in like bad links. They're sending in terrible pictures. They're sending in SoundClouds that are to private links so that they can't even click them. No MP3s. Artwork is bad. The header says like, "Please post me." You know what I mean? And so they have to funnel through like all these hundreds and hundreds of emails to try to find gems to post. So shout out to Steve Solis, who's the one that does that for Rapzilla, and he's totally unbiased. And so he just listens to as much music as he can and tries to find songs that they can post on the website. And so that means if there's 1,000 songs and he can only post 20 in a day or something like that, that means there's 980 people who are sitting at home.
Hold on.
Like,
what's his name?
Rapzilla.
What's his name?
I hate Rapzilla. Steve.
Steve what?
Steve Solis.
Steve Solis.
Yeah, Steve Solis. He's on.
He
Rapzilla.
must have. How long has he been doing it for?
He's been, I don't know, 10 years or something.
10 years, maybe going
less.
Through thousands of submissions of music.
How long Steve's been there? But Steve is the dude that posts content. He posts a lot of stuff. He's a good dude, and he has a pretty good ear. So he has a good ear for music.
That's what I'm saying.
So
like he's constantly listening to music, he must have like something in his head, like some kind of algorithm in his own mind that says, flag that one.
It's a job. It's not an enviable job. Like people act like they would want to be doing that stuff. You don't want to have to listen to the stuff that, because he sent me music and I'm listening to it. I'm like,
I can imagine.
Like,
bro.
You really want to post this, bro? Like people think that they don't post people's stuff unless they're famous. They've sent stuff and been like, hey, post this. And I'll listen to it. I'm like, I wouldn't post it. But okay, you know what I mean? Like you want to give it a shot. So they'll post people that aren't famous and give them looks. But like I said, the other 980 people who don't get posted that day, they're like, oh, Rapzilla's trash. Like I hate them. Like they just don't want to show no love. They only want to show love.
I need to clarify. That wasn't me, by the way. I didn't complain because they didn't post my stuff. I just want to make sure that's out there. That was never my beef with Rapzilla. They didn't post my stuff.
But so anyway, there's a lot of people's
just
beef.
Clarify that.
But so that's the picture that people don't understand, that they're getting that much music. There's only one site, and that's the problem. Again, people not flourishing in their gifting. Somebody out here is rapping right now that should be running a Rapzilla.
Oh, love it. Go ahead.
Somebody's out here doing preaching, like I said, or trying to preach, and they should be running an entertainment industry,
right,
and making the entertainment industry better for Christian artists.
Right.
But there's only one Rapzilla. It's not their fault that they're the only ones doing it in excellence, but nobody else wants to come through and do it. And
so pretty much it's a bottleneck effect because they became a monopoly for right.
Yeah. And you
agree to that.
When you're a monopoly, that means that you get a
create yourself effect and everything's just
so you get there and the competition level is just stagnant. Like there's just not. So we had the Souths, we got the new H2Os. And then, like you said, rap remnants and stuff like that. But there's got to be guys who are willing to just sit there and grind in there. Like new H2Os stopped doing what they were doing, but they were doing really well. Like I was looking at the numbers. Their SoundCloud numbers were slowly catching up to Rapzilla's. And then, like I said, the owners went to a different venture and started doing some other stuff. You know what I mean? And so that's just what happens. And then Rapzilla ends up buying that other site so that they can utilize it.
I like what they did though.
Yeah, that was a good move.
I think it was a good move because they're utilizing the new H2O for
indie artists. They're trying to put a heavy focus on indie artists, and so nobody cares. Like, where's the hurrah? That Rapzilla is like, yo, we're gonna make sure that we intentionally have this site.
They made some
dedicated.
Moves. They made a lot. They made a few
artists.
Moves, man.
They're not trying to corner the market. Like, it's not beneficial to corner a market. To be a monopoly in a market this size is not beneficial because competition breeds industry. You know what I mean?
It brings in more attention.
It brings in more attention.
Money.
So how do you are you a partner of Rapzilla? Like how do you play into? You just behind them, support them.
I just support them.
That's it.
Yeah. No, I don't even post music anymore. You don't work
for them. Like
no, I don't even post music anymore. I used to post music. I haven't posted music in like a year.
You used to write for them too, right?
Yeah, I've written articles before this, but that's like if something inspires me, maybe I write something. But I'm not an on staff writer. I'm not on any of that stuff. Like I said, I just support Chad. I just rock with Chad. I haven't met him and had the opportunity to sit down and get to know him. And the way that he supports me for Elevation, comes every year, does whatever it is that I ask him to do, answers any questions I need him to ask, and will meet anybody that I ask him to meet. He's just a real one to me. So all the dudes out there that slander them and stuff, I think they're corny.
Yeah, are you calling me corny on my show right now?
So all those people out there,
calling me corny on my show right now?
All the people out there
I'll explain it.
I'll explain
it to you,
all the people. We already had our sit down. You don't gotta explain it to me.
You airing your stuff out on my show right now.
We already had our talk
right here in front of me, bro.
We sat down face to face.
Nah, but you did educate me. No, real talk. You did educate me on a lot of things that I had no idea. And actually, like I said, even full transparency on the show. We were wrestling through relationships and networking and all these things. And I think I even mentioned you when we came to find out, like, you know what I mean? Like understand, the processes and things like that.
How this all works.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, it all came full circle,
because it's only like creatives, you know what I mean? Like I said, like doing film, doing music, lacking that understanding, but that sit down with you, and you being accessible and willing to chop it up with me and give me some insight, it was very, very helpful. Yeah. And I think that was another part of when I was airing that out, when Chad chimed in, you know what I mean? And my frustration with everything, they made moves since then. Since then, they started shifting and making moves. I with the new H2O, with the independent, now they're doing what? They're doing news now?
Yeah, they're doing news.
They're doing news now?
Again, this is all stuff that like opportunity presented itself. This is not, their mission hasn't changed. The philosophy hasn't changed. Chad's mentality hasn't changed. Phil's mentality hasn't changed. Wherever he's at, surfing somewhere.
He said he's going to hit you up though.
Shout out to Phil.
I talked to him today. He said he's going to hit you up.
He's going to be up today. Yeah, right.
He said he's going to hit you up for real.
Yeah, but no, he's cool. Like he's living his best life. Like he sold his company. He's living his best life. It's amazing. But like I said, the mission and the philosophy hasn't changed. They're just opportunities and they're taking advantage of them, and they're doing what they can to serve and support this industry as much as possible. And like I said, I just respect it because they're actionable. And even the TV show part, it's just all about having personalities that can do the shows because they've had the shows. Like Wande, who's coming to the conference, she had a show, but she got a job with Reach though. Oh. So it's like she couldn't do both. So before that,
she's an artist. Now she's torn.
Yeah, exactly.
She's coming to
Lavoisier had a show, and he went on the engine, and now he's like a realtor. Like they had dude Steve Patton, who was in New England. He moved to Seattle and started pastoring. This is not Rapzilla's lack of attempt to have these shows and this content. It's just it had the opportunities haven't presented. So now they got Justin, who's there, who's really dug in, went up through the ranks, and now he's doing the show because they have somebody who can do it. Yeah, the Rapzilla Live Critique, like Mike LV was doing it for a long time. Now he's touring, so now he's sliding OB. So OB is doing the show. This is not for a lack of effort. Like Rapzilla is always in, even what they're doing with the Rapzilla Live Critique show. It's amazing. It's an amazing opportunity for indie artists,
right? To put their stuff, get exposure.
Submit.
You're talking about like how many people are coming through, like because you know this information. So how many people, like the traffic that's coming through on the website, daily, weekly, like they pretty much getting like what 100,000, like
they click count's crazy. I forget what it is, and it's global. It's a global click count too.
It's dope.
There's nothing even close to it in our.
They're definitely a powerhouse.
Unfortunately,
of course, there's nothing. I mean, that's no debate. Yeah,
and it's unfortunate. And like I said, I don't think if you ask Chad and strapped him to a lie detector test and said, "Do you wish that there was competition for Rapzilla?"
I want to sit down with Chad.
I think that he would say yes. That he would.
I want to have a sit down with Chad. I want to have an opportunity to sit down and talk with Chad.
You know where he's going to be at. And you know where he was
I
at
want to bring
last
the
year.
show.
You know where he was at last year.
Shameless plug.
You know where he was at
I'm gonna
last
bring
year.
the table. I'm gonna bring. So on your website, you have urban Christian music.
Yeah.
So is that like intentional? Like you're staying clear from the Christian hip hop?
Just because, like I said, I work with gospel too. I work with Christian hip hop. I'm not just primarily. I mean, I'm not solely doing Christian hip hop. I'm the only one that does Christian hip hop in New England. I know I have that mantle to cultivate and nurture that market. But I also do, like I said, I am a youth pastor. Like I'm over the youth at my church. Like I have a very diverse worldview. Like, you know what I mean? So there's like I said, there's going to be a worship artist at the conference this year on the Friday night, whole worship session, preacher, gospel artist, couple of singers. Like there's going to be a worship night, and then there's going to be a Christian hip hop concert also. Mm-hmm. So I mean, so I am touching both sides of the world. Like I'm not messing with CCM like that yet. Like they don't need me. They don't need me.
Are you trying to? Like, you looking for opportunities to do that? No
opportunities. No, I could do that if I wanted to.
If you wanted to, right now you can.
Right now, tomorrow.
But you like the Christian.
I'm trying to
Christian hip hop community. You're trying to build
hands and feet.
I got you.
Kneecaps and
that's dope.
And backsides.
I respect that 100%.
And there's way more money in
that's sacrifice. I know. So you're turning down. Yeah, the camera's right there.
Turning down the bread, bro. There's money out there.
Yo, I respect that,
money,
bro.
there's more
I
money in
respect that
CCM.
100%, bro.
Yeah.
And I hope everybody watching respects that too, man. Mike Mack coming in the building, blessing us with the opportunity to sit down and just hear the things that you know in your mind. Dude, I hope you come by, more often, bro.
Yeah,
I hope I can.
A little bit of a drive,
or even call in, do some promo tip every now and then, like a quick
spontaneously.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like just call in and just drop some nuggets real quick.
Yeah, always anything you guys want.
I appreciate that, bro.
You guys want.
You know what I want? I want this live at the conference, man. I want to be able to come through and like chop it up, man, and build with people, man, right there in the spot, live stream the thing.
That'd be sick.
Even if it's not just me, bro. Like look at me, like, dude, don't do this. I'm not coming back here.
I gotta see that. I gotta see the proposal. I need a full proposal.
I love you. All right, cool. Listen.
Wait, is Gil gonna come?
Of course, Gil's gonna be there.
Of course.
There's my way in.
Don't give me that, of course.
It's the Marrio.
Don't hang your hat. Don't hang your hat on that.
Now Gil gotta be there.
You gonna be here this year?
That's bad for you.
What do you mean? Of course.
Elevation Conference.
Okay.
Talk about it. Drop the links. Drop the things.
Elevation Conference 2019.eventbrite.com. Elevation Conference 2019.eventbrite.com. It's next week, man. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Friday night, worship night. Keelante Gavin, Pastor Manny Arango, who's actually from Boston, is going to be preaching. Jen Aldana, who won the Voice Snapchat, should be on there. Should be out there singing. Saturday, workshops all day. We have a bunch of different speakers. Chad will be there.
Chad will be there.
Chad will be there.
Chad will be there.
Chad will be there Saturday.
Bring the GH5.
Chad's going to be here.
Chad's going
to be there all weekend.
Live stream this.
Chad's there all weekend. Chad's always there all weekend. Like I said, Chad supports me 100%. It's crazy. So Rapzilla will be there in the building. Chad and Justin, actually. Justin will be there. The other writer who's doing the live TV show. Like I said, Derek Miner, Thizzle, all those guys are going to be there. They're going to be accessible. They're going to be doing workshops one day. We're going to have workshops on the issues that people of color face in the church. We're going to be talking about doing good while you're young. Is social justice a gospel issue? We're going to, so like, you know what I'm saying? So we tie in a lot of ministry stuff. Like it's a ministry minded event. And then we also try to build up artists. So we have an artist track where we just talk about business stuff, publishing and royalties, how to make sure you're getting your checks from all the right places, making sure you're getting paid, how to get on radio, how to get on podcasts, how to get on playlists, how to get your music on Spotify playlists. Everybody acts like it's impossible. It's not impossible. It's very easy. And then Saturday night. So then Saturday during the day, we do a block party. So, you've come out there and carried some chairs with me. Hopefully you'll be there Saturday morning, bright and early.
Yeah. Don't put me on the spot and be like, get up on the stage.
We'll be serving community. You're not rapping?
He did that. No, am I? I don't know. You want me to come through?
Surprise.
Yeah. We'll last time you were like, Mario, we need you up there now. I'm going through my phone like, oh my goodness, last second.
You're supposed to be ready.
I'm supposed to. Dude, I got different things. Like, what hat am I wearing?
You gotta be rap. You gotta be ready to rap. So we do a block party. So you've seen it. It's a block party. It's a community day. We give out free food to the community. We invite everybody from around. We have a bunch of different artists who perform at that also. So I have a bunch of different like national artists who come even to do that event. Kiwi Morris, Kyle Alexander. We usually have some Marrio Escos in there. I don't know if his schedule permits. I try to get Gil to sing a couple of times. He always says no.
I've never said no.
I'll pull up the receipts. I got receipts, Gil. I always keep the receipts.
So they can still.
I always keep the receipts.
I always keep the receipts. Saturday night concert: Stephen Malcolm, Derek Minor, Ruslan, Wande, Dizzle, Dude, Bricky the Baby. Lineup is crazy.
Lineup is fire.
If you got a youth ministry, if you work with underprivileged youth, if you work in the inner city, hit me up. I could try to figure out how to get you guys to come in for free. I want to be able to impact people. I want to be able to change kids' lives. Your kids are listening to rap music. They're listening to Uzi. They're listening to trap stars. They're listening to like really terrible stuff. Whether you want to admit it to yourself or not, they are. I got some opportunities for you to hear some other stuff that's better.
There you go.
That's good. That's quality content. They can enjoy a good time at a concert where people aren't talking about drugs and killing, because that's what our kids are listening to. So that's the dream.
So what time is it at?
The concert is Saturday night 7. Everything is so Friday night is at 7. Saturday is all day.
Chris just posted a link for those of you on Facebook. The link is there. I can't pin it right now, but I'll pin it after, and I'll also add the description as well to wherever you're listening to this.
My guys, shout out to my guys. I see Lawrence White is on there. Lynn's in the building.
I don't have everybody. Chris, it's not fully accurate, but
Chris Theodas out there. Show love in the comments. Tell them to get Mike Mack and pay him a bag. So Saturday's all day. Saturday night, that concert is actually in Randolph at Motivation Church. That's at 7 o'clock. That's the Derek Minor and them show. And then Sunday is the Rapzilla live critique contest, which I can't. Yeah, it's funny because I have to reach out to guys and be like, "Yo, are you sending something for the critique contest?"
Yeah,
the prizes game is crazy. Like you can win. You get automatically placed on 3 playlists, Spotify playlists, with the Rapzilla playlist being one of them. This is opportunities for people up here in New England. Automatically placed on the Rapzilla playlist. A free music video, free merch, production from like multiple producers. And to prove that I watch your show, you guys were talking about Spec and how dope Spec is.
Yeah.
Spec's going to be there. Spec is going to be at the conference, and he's doing free production and consultations for the winner. And he's going to be on the panel. So crazy opportunity for whoever wins this contest. I still got to reach out to these guys and be like, yo, make sure you submit your music. Like, this is what drives me crazy.
Do you have submissions already? Like, is it?
Yeah, I got some. Yeah. I'm probably gonna have to limit at like 15. I'm not sure. So I have 15 interested people. I probably got like 10 songs. So there's still space for a few more people. Okay. But guys, just be slow walking, man. Everybody want to make it. Everybody want to get paid. Everybody want to blow up.
And here's an opportunity to do something.
And then you got to twist their arm, bro. You got to twist their arm.
Sleep.
It's crazy.
Stay faithful to what you're doing, because no matter what, dude, like people are recognizing, you're moving it forward. We got the show here. We're chopping it up. Even differences, even different. You know what I mean? Like just being real, being honest. We need more of this.
Yeah, I'm always gonna be honest.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, 100%. And me too. Yeah. So this works, and then people get to see how it works.
Yeah, it's good.
In real time, like in real life, man.
Grown up adults and grown up adults talking and. You don't let your insecurity come in and
facts
and
still love, still come alongside, still be able to confront, still be able to, help somebody out. But that's what's up, bro. Yo, I appreciate you for coming through. We're going to switch over to You Saved Me off of Gil's EP called Transparency. And Mike Mack, I'm going to let you go and do your thing, and then we'll come back and we'll chop it up a little bit more about other stuff that I'm sure Mike Mack ain't trying to say. We talk unless you try to chill, bro. You try to chill, we're going to chop it up, man. We're going to be talking about a few things, man. We're going to be talking about some movies, upcoming stuff coming up. No, it's not out yet. We're going to be talking about some things. So I'll switch over. I'll let Mike back.
Brightburn does look dope, though. Shout out to Gil. Bro. Shout out to Gil, the movie specialist over there.
Yeah, facts.
I try. I'm a movie buff.
There's an organization called Critics, and they're legit like interviewing real actors and everything, going to these exclusive premieres and whatnot.
Yeah, I used to go to premieres all the time.
Yeah, and they're trying to get Gil from me. I'm like, hold up. Pump your praise. Like,
hey, man. Gil, like I said, your gift.
Don't encourage that. Don't encourage that.
Your gift will always
set you free. Set you free.
Your gift will make room for you,
man. Like I'm bound.
You can't do nothing about the gifting, man.
All right, yo, Mike Mack, I love you. You saved me. Here we go. Yo, it's a blessing, my dude.
Peace.
So.
Everything was coincidence.
Yeah. That was You Saved Me, Gil Vargas, off of his EP called Transparency. Go cop that. That is available everywhere. Actually, when did you drop that, actually?
It was like almost 2 years now.
Almost 2 years. Let me mute Mike's.
I can't wait to release my new joints, man. I hear that, and even though 2 years ain't too long ago, it just sounds so old to me.
Think so?
I mean, it sounds good. I'm not hating on it at all.
What do you mean? Yeah,
it's just my new
your new
direction
stuff is completely
it's completely different.
Gotcha. Yo, that was dope. We just had Mike Mack. He just took off. I was telling him, I was like, bro, he's about like an hour away or something like that.
Yeah. Same as me.
Yeah. So
just about.
I mean, but yo, you sacrificing your time to be here.
Oh no doubt. No, I'm just saying, like, it's not too crazy of a ride.
Right. So that was dope, man. Chopping it up with him, that was dope. Even being real about some of the differences that I had, with Rapzilla and whatnot, and him having the opportunity to be able to. We already talked about this previously too, so it's our first time really talking about it live in front of everybody else on the show.
Yeah.
But it was the same type of, he took this opportunity to defend something that he believes is serving the him, and it is.
No, it is.
It is. I had some differences.
Yeah, we can be picky, and I'm sure that even in company, even him that supports them, I'm sure there's a lot of things that he disagrees with and doesn't like about Rapzilla. He says it himself. He's very honest, and he's very picky in the things that he does in music and business. Yeah. So, of course, everybody's gonna have their differences and things that they like and they don't like, but at the end of the day, they are helping the cause and they're helping.
Yeah, shout out to everybody who's trying to, start something up. Shout out to all the podcasters out there that are serving in their way. I had a review on my God's work.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? And I saw the review and I was like, that's dope. Not that it's about me, but I thought that was dope. Like somebody responded and did a YouTube and reviewed it. I was like, that's dope. Track Stars just covered the whole Joyner and Bizzle, Bizzle's response. Track Stars covered that. What else was going on out there? So it's dope to see that people are now. I don't know if they always have been, and now we're hip. Maybe Mike makes a point, like, because now our eyes are open. But I've been seeing them bubble up a lot more. I've been seeing a lot of podcasts bubbling up a lot more. But I mean, which is dope because we've been saying that. Remember, if you go back to episode I don't even know the earlier episodes, and we're only on episode 44, so we're still early. You know what I mean? Like we're still getting our feet wet with everything. But if you go back to the earlier episodes, we talk about that very thing with our frustrations with Rapzilla being a monopoly and all that. We talk about how come we need more people? Like we need more podcasters, this, that, and the other. It's sort of like a big recap. Yeah. Talking with Mike today.
It just needs to be more elements to this thing that we call Christian genre. There needs to be a lot more to it. It shouldn't just be musicians and that's it.
Facts. It shouldn't be. And I like the point that he made about artists. Some of them might not be called to do that, and they're missing out on a true calling that they might have.
True.
With gifts that they're equipped with that could help the artist. That's called to do that.
So that was a big different takeaway. Ways. People out there, if you know somebody who's an artist, and
artist tip.
Give them the honest truth. That's the best thing you could do. What they do with that truth will determine what kind of an artist they are. If they're going to be the phenomenal artist, exceptional artist, and they take that criticism and they become better, they're meant for it. But if you give them the honest truth and they quit, sad to say, they weren't meant to be artists.
Right.
Any real artist has come across negative feedback, a bad show. Not that you got booed, because I've never been booed, but I've been definitely told.
Bro, do you remember when you got put on the spot on the cruise ship? Yeah, when you were on the cruise ship and they were on stage, and then they were like, they asked for volunteers to sing, and somebody volunteered you to go up on the cruise ship and sing on the stage.
No, that I signed up for that.
Oh, my bad. I was trying to build a dope story that was just like,
nah.
Kill was like, I'm gonna kill this.
I actually wanted to sing. Anywhere there's an opportunity where you're gonna allow me to have the microphone in my hand, best believe I want to do it. So that's why when Mike was saying, I keep saying no.
No shade.
When I keep saying no to sing, I did. Because I was like, yo, I get to sing in front of all these people.
How many people do you think were there?
Oh, there was at least 400 or 500 at least.
Okay. So you got a packed
probably
stadium.
More.
You got a packed stadium and you signed up to sing. So now what are you wrestling with in your mind? Like, what am I going to sing? What am I going to sing?
Well, you had to sign up like I think it's that day, but mad early. You have to sign up at like 10 in the morning or something like that. So I had some time to like think about it. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to sing a song from my first album. You know? It's God glorifying.
Oh, you sang an original song?
Yeah.
Oh, that is dope.
I sang Beneath Your Wings.
Oh, that is dope.
Yeah. I showed you, man. I showed him the video. Can you believe that?
I didn't listen to you singing.
That's beautiful. I was looking, even better.
To be honest, I was just looking at the response of the people.
You ever been politely dissed by your boy? Or if you're a girl, by your girlfriend?
So that right
there was a polite diss. So he was like, well, I saw the video. I just didn't listen to it.
So you got affirmed, like every time that you sing. I know your mom's was pushing you. Anyway, I feel like I'm interviewing you now.
I know, like, man, you were already in an interview.
My bad. No, but I see.
But I love to sing. It's just like he says, he loves to talk. That's his gift, you know, and he could just go and talk and he's without nerves. Same for me for singing. I sing anywhere. I've been put on the spot so many times and I love it. So whether I, please their ears or not, I don't know. I've heard good responses. Right. I continue to just, I love to sing for people.
Yeah, that's dope. I mean, you're an artist, so you want, you're not trying to sing to yourself.
True.
You're trying to serve the people,
many times when I was horrible, and that's what caused me to grow and become a better artist,
I mean, I always say I have an army of people that critique my music, and I tell them to let me have it and don't,
Same here. I love it when they tell me the truth.
Yeah, I'd rather hear like where I need to improve than to hear, this was like hearing this dude's critique on my song, and he was like, you were my top 5, and sorry, and he says it. You can sound like he's really sorry.
You're in my top 7. Now.
He's like, I'm sorry, man, you got bumped out the top 5. I said, yo, that was funny, both man. An encouraging and discouraging review. Thank you so much.
That was hilarious. But I mean, you haven't put out something in a while, so that's probably why you got bumped.
No, but that's dope, man. Shout out to Lecrae.
Besides the collaborative.
Shout out to Lecrae, who received a gold certificate. Over 500,000 units sold. I think that they include the streams as well, like single the purchases and the streams. They incorporate all of that together, and he has over 500,000 sales. So shout out to Lecrae for that. I wish I had the artwork lined up, but we actually had some PC problems right before this show.
We did.
I almost thought legit that we were going to cancel this show, man. I was a little discouraged. But I'm thankful we got it up and running.
No, but it was scary. It was getting scary.
So Lecrae, it was his song "Blessings" that featured Ty Dolla $ign. So that's what's up, man.
That's so dope. Hey.
Facts. Claps for that. That's what's up. Congrats. I love that Lecrae, he infiltrated. I don't want to say infiltrated. That sounds like
no, but he did infiltrate in a way because
he transitioned, right? Like
it wasn't a norm for a Christian artist to make that much noise, even in the secular realm. So he made his way into the secular space, still being, a quote unquote, as how they call it, positive rapper.
Right. Well, I mean, like just the fact that he's in there still, like he's never said anything to me that I've, that I'm aware of that was, red flags.
No.
Like it wasn't like, oh man, he lost his mind, he lost his faith.
Most of the times,
never nothing that.
Most of the times where people like come at him is because of the partnerships or the collaboratives that he did. That's usually the case, but I've never heard somebody come at him because of something he said. More so, it's actually like the lack of what he said. Like, he didn't give the gospel in that interview. Right.
He missed an opportunity.
He missed the opportunity to give the gospel, which is, I guess.
Yeah, I get. Yeah,
I can hear that.
The thing is that, we don't, I know we talked about this. I don't want to beat a dead horse. At this point, I feel like we're moving beyond it and keep recapping on it. It's like, we're done with that. I feel like we progressed, bro.
Yeah.
There's been some movement.
Yeah.
Go to the earlier episodes and watch my behavior then. And now I'm coming around like, yo, look what's going on here.
Yeah, man. Okay. The only thing we can do is mature.
Look what's going on. It's movement, bro. I'm seeing it. I see Zeta Blacksmith is now working on releasing a project too. He's back in the mix. Like for a minute, he was ghost. Now I see him active on social media. I can't. No, you're looking at me like, is he gonna drop it? No, I'm not.
No, I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying it's a dope time because
I'm excited.
There's so many people coming out.
I'm excited what's coming. So that's what's up. No, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying I'm excited that all these new projects are coming out and artists that haven't been in the limelight for a while are now coming back. Bringing new material and new styles, new flows, like Origins, like that.
Well, there's always been, my bad. There's always been rappers and artists,
True.
There's always been that. But now the way everything's moving now, you're starting to see more growth within the genre itself. It's not just the artists anymore.
Nah. And you know what's crazy too is a lot of people are leaving labels and becoming independent.
That's a fact too. Give me examples.
People.
Tell me who.
Like V Rose was as far as CHH goes. V Rose was one of the earliest that I've heard. She left her label and now she's independent. Who else? Isn't Derek Minor another one that is now independent on his own? He's not really.
I know Ruslan.
Ruslan.
I'm messing up all these names. I know it. This dude was like Loso, Lasso, Ruslan.
This Mario has no type of Spanish speaking, but he puts his accent on all of them.
Lasso, Ruslan. But Ruslan is independent, doing his thing. He's hustling. I see him with his YouTube.
These people
what he's doing. It's dope. He's sitting down. He has a dope setup, by the way. If you guys ain't familiar with Ruslan, go check him out on YouTube. Ruslan, I believe. Did I spell that right?
I believe.
Ruslan. SLAN.
It's like Ruslan, but it's Ruslan.
Go peep it. He actually has he does interviews. He has a dope studio setup, man. Like I'm jealous. I'm a little jealous. I'm like, his studio setup is fire. Like it's really. I like ours. I mean, don't get me wrong. I wish we had more space. You know what I mean? All around. But anyway, So check him out, man. He's doing his thing. I love what he's doing. He hustled me though.
What do you mean?
He hustled me, man.
Why are you saying that?
I seen the contact info. I'm like, yo, let me contact Ruslan, chop it up with him, tell him, yo, what's up, man? What's going on? Like, yo, let's collab, let's work together, man. I see you doing your thing over there in the West Coast. I have some friends out in the West Coast. Actually, I have friends that work on the red carpet out in the West Coast.
Dope.
Out in Cali. Dudes that are doing behind the scenes with audio and whatnot. So shout out to them. Shout out to Deep Blue. I love you guys. Just Lou. Shout out to Stizzy Stokes. J-Lo. I love you guys, man. You guys are my dudes, bro. I love you guys. It's all love. But they're out there doing their thing, man. And we have people. So I see Ruslan. I'm like, yo, I could go out there and like chop it up and just build. So I hit him up and he has this. It's a promo thing. You know what I mean? Like it's a business strategy that he has and we connected. But somehow I subscribed to some kind of text messaging thing that he's doing. So now I'm like, yo, Ruslan, you're going to come through. We're going to build. He's like, yo, I'm dropping my album. Check out this new. And it's like this automated. I'm like, what?
He's like, yo, he calls me up. He's like, yo Gil, I was trying to hit him up. He said, if you text this, it's my connect. He's like, after I signed up, somehow I'm signed and I have a subscription and I'm paying a monthly subscription to his website.
Yo.
It's crazy.
Nah, but shout out to him, man. I'm excited about what he's doing and everything that he's building behind the scenes. And I did talk to Phil, by the way. I did. I don't know if Mike Mack thought I was just throwing something out there. And I did talk to Phil, and he did say he was gonna chop it up with Mike. And I'm excited about what Phil's doing. Yeah. And actually, Phil might be, Lord willing, he might be coming through next week on the show. We shall see. I know Gil's looking at me like, bro, why did you even announce it? All right, let's just do this right now. Get it out the way right now. I don't want to hear it after.
Why?
But anyway, I'm excited because he has he's pushing this prudent business, this organization that he's doing. It's sort of like what Applejack's is doing with the Cookies Academy. It's this whole thing teaching people how to market, how to promote,
which is another dope thing the industry needs.
Yes,
a place where artists can go to and learn how to navigate through this and how to navigate through the back end stuff, paperwork and marketing and branding. So definitely check out Cookies Academy. And once everything launches, Prudent will be another tool that you guys can use. That Phil Rude, former Rapzilla, Rapzilla.
He founded Rapzilla and built it up.
That dude is definitely knowledgeable, so that's going to be dope to look forward to as well, to have another option.
Yep. And there's so I like what he's doing with the Prudent. That's public. That's out there. He has a Prudent like Instagram account and everything, and he has these things that he's offering for like where you can get grandfathered into this whole thing. So we'll see. Lord willing, next week we'll chop it up. I'll chop it up with him, see if I can share links or whatever. Even if he doesn't come through, at least if anybody's interested in those kinds of things, those are opportunities that are available for you as an independent creative artist, even a YouTuber. Like the dude is knowledgeable about YouTube. Like he knows his stuff. So even if you're trying to do a podcast, not just a rapper, like if you're trying to do a podcast or you have a show or whatever, or you're trying to be a YouTuber, like just covering, Christian hip hop or whatever it is that you're doing, he provides those kinds of strategies and techniques for that as well. So I'm looking forward to that and what he's doing too.
Yeah, me too. I think Prudent's gonna be dope. I think my mic just
it's not cutting out. It's aggressive ducking. So you gotta.
Oh, okay. No, because I said something pretty loud and it didn't do anything.
You gotta speak up, man.
This is crazy.
So I don't know. My boy was telling me, he was texting me, this mic was kind of feet looping back, so I had to put an aggressive duck on it. So anyway, I'm getting geeky with
Marrio.
it. Those are for my podcasters. Tip for my podcasters. Here's a gem. Is there a gem here? There you go. Go ahead. There's a gem for you, podcasters. Use ducking.
Yeah, because that feedback was crazy.
Brightburn.
Yes.
I don't have artwork for it.
Yo, that movie looks crazy.
Coming out May 24th. It's pretty much it's the dude James Gunn who did the Guardians of the Galaxy and Slither. And he's this is about pretty much, it's the Superman story.
Yeah, it's dope because he's tapping into a whole new genre, which is superhero horror.
Yeah.
Which is super dope.
It's a whole different spin on the whole hero theme.
Like, what if Superman went crazy?
Fire.
Like, what if he was psychotic? What would happen?
With those super abilities, it almost seems like I don't know if you looked this up. I should have looked this up. But are they actually trying to stay with the whole Superman story? Like, I know the boy falls from the sky.
Pretty much the exact origin
story. But it's not Superman.
But it's not Superman.
But it's pretty much Superman.
Pretty much. They got the mom, the dad living in a barn. They got the silos, the lands in the field. The only difference was Superman landed at night. I mean, at day. He landed
even
at night.
Even the chick kind of looks like the mom, doesn't she? Like,
yeah. And the father looks like the father.
Right? I'm like, straight from the Superman movie.
Straight up.
It looks like that.
But they were like, yo, we're going to make him sadistic, crazy.
Dark. It is super. I wish I had the artwork, bro. We flopped.
I wish we could play the trailer for people.
Man,
that trailer is insane. If you guys haven't checked out Brightburn, check it out. What's dope is that because James Gunn has the experience with these movies in the superhero film,
right? Guardians of the Galaxy.
I feel like he's really going to be able to pull off the graphics for one,
right?
But also give that depth. Story, you know what I'm saying, and a whole new twist. Because remember,
very true.
The original story, the father, and they're grooming him to be good, but this dude is crazy already,
right?
And he's
broken. He's almost like Bizarro.
Yeah,
he's the opposite.
From what I learned,
it's almost like a parallel universe. This is like the Bizarro story,
When you watch the trailer, if you really look at carefully, like he starts off like in the trailer, like he's weak and he doesn't really know where he fits. But as he starts to discover his powers, rather than be afraid like the Superman was, he was like, "What the heck is happening to me?" He smirks like he just realized he's godlike, or he is more than human, and he now realizes it, and he can see already how he's gonna benefit from it. You can all that you can see in just the one smirk when he well, I don't want to give too much away.
So he's like growing with his awareness of his abilities.
Yeah, you already see that,
and he has this
evil,
sadistic, evil kind of characteristic traits.
Yeah,
and he's almost like getting pleasure out of the idea or the concept of becoming the villain.
Yeah, You can literally see it unfold in just the trailer.
But he has the power of a hero.
Yeah. Straight up.
And he's a kid. So they kind of implement that what do you call it? That like a child is supposed to be like an innocent young boy. Like they have that kind of thing. He's with a family who's pretty much taking him in and adopting him and raising him as their own. You know, and he's growing to become this villain. I wonder if
what's interesting.
I wonder if they're gonna expand on the story too. Like if they do a follow up or part 2 or something.
I think it all depends on how it's received. I think it depends if the people receive it well. Because remember, this is a new genre. This is superhero horror.
Yeah.
So if it takes well, then
it's gonna take well, bro. Well, they kind of did it with Venom,
because
Venom was kind of like a shot at sort of like but he's at, I don't know, because Brightburn we don't know if he's a hero. He just looks like Superman, so we automatically think, oh, the corrupted hero, but he might actually just be a villain naturally. So that's a good spin. That's a good technique that he did. What he did was he dressed him up like Superman, but he's a villain. So in our minds automatically we're like, this is what happens if Superman was bad, when it's a whole different villain. It's a whole different story. Genius.
It is genius.
Genius.
Dude, there's so many elements too that I can't wait to watch the movie so that way I get explanation. Because for one, if they're ripping it from the whole Superman feel, right? And he's really this godlike powers and this crazy. Why wear a mask? You know what I mean? He wears a mask. So that's the reason why I'm like, yo, this is kind of weird. Like, if he's that powerful and they can't do anything to him, he doesn't need to wear a mask.
He's trying to hide his identity to do his villain work.
So that's the part that I'm like, what? I need an explanation. I need more. And that's the only thing that we're going to know.
So by day, he was like, was it Clark?
Yeah, he's being the innocent little kid, but then he puts the mask on and he's like,
he's the villain.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's kind of crazy.
I don't know. What a spin on.
It's going to be dope.
On hero stories and
another fun
comic stories.
Another fun fact about this is that James Gunn is not actually directing it. It's his cousins. He is putting the team together, and he had some influence on the script and the idea, like the whole Superman going bad.
Right.
He was part of the reason behind that. But he's not actually directing it, which is actually what he's done in a few movies too. This is not the first time.
Yeah, if you follow the movies that he's produced, his family is involved one way or another.
Belko,
whether
the
it's
Belko
a writer
experience. If you guys haven't seen that one is kind of like what's that movie where the clown rides on the bike? Is mad creepy.
Saw.
It's kind of had like a Saw feel, Belko experience.
Yeah.
And he did the same thing. He kind of
he put the Slither in Guardians of the Galaxy. Slither, because you're talking about James, the
Slither in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes, the Slither character, the horror character, the little worm thing that he produced, Slither. When he did Guardians of the Galaxy, he put that Slither creature in the collection. The guy who collected all these items.
I did not know
Slither was in one of those tanks.
What? That's dope.
Yeah, so he's like, film producers do that. They put their little signature in the movies.
That is super dope.
You thought you were gonna one up me, didn't you?
You did a little research this time. I love that.
You thought critics? What's up? Take me, critics. Gil will be by himself with the Marrio Esco live.
Oh my goodness, that's awesome.
Yo, you thought you were gonna go drop your gems. Go ahead.
No, that's it. That's all I got. That was my last gem. Is his two cousins? I was like,
you ain't gonna get this.
He got his two cousins to come and direct the film for Brightburn. So that's actually super dope that he is involving his family and bringing new minds and new directors, you know what I mean?
You could tell, you could tell just by the way he's moving within these movies. This dude has a genuine desire to just produce these kinds of films. He loves what he does,
and which is dope because he's coming out with some dope stuff.
Yo, Guardians of the Galaxy, to go from Slither wasn't like this booming thing. To go from Slither to Guardians of the Galaxy, like what just happened?
Yeah, in his work, you can see the growth. Which
maybe it was the budget. Maybe like he got a little bit of something from Slither or something. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know that much.
That is a crazy shift, bro. Slither to Guardians. And then now with this one, the Bright, I'm like, I'm excited about this movie because of that concept. But if this dude is going to be pushing the envelope like that, I'm excited what's he going to do next.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
And he's not the only one, because you got the X-Men. It's like a Mutant X or something like that.
Oh yeah, they're doing another little like a horror type
similar. Yeah, so the people are now really starting to explore.
They're trying to repackage the hero. Yeah, they're like, what can we do that's
they're exploring horror within the superhero world, which there's a lot of scary characters out there. So I can't wait to see what else comes out.
Don't. Let's transition over to some Netflix films coming out.
Yo, Netflix is really shocking me lately. Yo.
Well,
Netflix is coming out with some fire.
I was just gonna say they're kind of slow.
Really?
I feel like they're kind of slow, but every now and then they'll drop
produce
like the
content, like the way they've been popping out with these dope films. I think that is reasonable for the time that they're taking, because they don't want to just pump out content and then it suffers in quality. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So far, the movies that they've been coming out with have been high quality.
Oh no,
like
high budget. They hold it down when it comes to producing dope content, like dope film. Yeah. Their films never miss. Like, well, for the most part, you always know you're gonna be all right with a Netflix original.
And what's dope too is that not always was produced by them.
Right. Yeah. The dude you know always was inspired to be is it aspired? Is that the word? Aspired. Yeah. He always aspired to be a film producer, but he instead went the other direction where he created a platform where everybody comes to for other people's content, other film producers.
Oh, the director for the first movie we're about to. Well,
you're talking about? I thought you were talking about Netflix.
Yeah. Oh, the owner of Netflix.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, you're losing me.
My bad. I lost
you. You're trying to intentionally throw me off.
No.
You can't.
I thought you were talking about the creator of the first movie.
I took the badge today, man.
Oh my goodness. I thought you were talking about this movie that we're about to discuss.
Okay, yeah, let's jump into it because we run out of time. So let's let's just touch up on
the first movie.
I Am Mother is a Netflix original that's coming out in June 7th. Sci-fi thriller about a teenage girl who is new generation of humans being raised by a robot, an AI like machine. And then this person from the outside, there's another survivor. She comes stumbling into her little like dome. It's like this locked up dome, and the robot's preventing the little girl from going outside of this dome.
Yeah, that's.
But now there's one of these survivor that comes and knocking on the door. They let her in, and it's this whole thing of that robot that's supposedly raising you and protecting you from the outside world is actually what ended the world. So now there's this whole conflict, this internal conflict, which is pretty dope.
It is because
as a film producer, how can you limit like a budget? How can you create a budget for like two main actors and there's an AI actor, right, playing the robot?
Yeah.
All within the same space, confined in a small space. You can create a whole film set in the same room in a warehouse and then create this awesome story that everybody wants to watch within this one space.
It's super impressive. Like this director,
I like that.
This director is super talented from what I'm hearing in regards to his work ethic, and they even compared him to James Nolan.
Wow.
Hilary Swank actually was on record to say that the way he worked.
Hilary Swank is one of the main characters. She's the lady that comes into the ship.
Yep.
Go ahead.
And she was saying like that he reminded her of Chris Nolan.
Wow.
Which is super dope.
Yeah.
And, he was honored to hear that as well.
That's crazy.
And the dope thing too is that this movie was premiered at the Sundance Festival and Netflix picked it up from that.
Get out of here. So they gave the dude the bag for...
Yeah. They bought it. That's what I'm saying. Not all films that are quote unquote Netflix original was actually created by Netflix. Sometimes they purchase films.
So they purchase it and then they get the rights, executive producer for it.
Exactly.
And then they put it out.
And then
would you do that? Like if we had a script and we had and we got the Sundance whatever, and then somebody came up to you and said, "Yo, I want to take your film and I take all the rights and publish it under Netflix."
I mean, it depends on the price tag, and what I've put into
every man got a price. Is that what?
Hey, I'm a creative, so if I created that
critics
film,
does have an opportunity to take you from me. Is that what you telling me?
For the right price.
For the right Price.
No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Nah, I can't be bought.
Yeah,
all right. For anything higher than 100,000. I'm kidding.
All right, yo. That's what's up, man. We had a few other things that we were going to talk about, but I think we're good, bro. We're good.
Think
for time.
so?
I'm looking at. Let me just jump on. Did you promote your store? My wifey. Yo, I love your wifey. A bunch of people. Dope show so far. Thank you, Brent. I love you, my dude.
Appreciate it.
It's encouraging, bro. Yeah, I wasn't sidetracked with a whole bunch of other things that I was trying. I wasn't wearing like 6 hats.
We should at least finish this. I want to give a.
Oh, you want to jump in?
No, finish. I Am Mother.
Okay. Oh, my bad. You want to drop gems. Okay, you want to impress us. Go ahead.
Not impress. I just want to give a shout out because it looks like that dope robot, because I wanted to know, like, since that movie was a Sundance Film Festival, that means they didn't have a huge budget. That means they worked with a very close, tight team. So when I looked into it, they actually worked with Weta Workshop, which is a big, well-known company that makes props and stuff like that for movies. And the interesting part I found out about that was the guy who built the robot for the film is actually the one wearing it in the film.
Oh, that's fire.
So
okay.
that's super dope.
So he's the AI guy.
Yeah, he's completely immersed in the character because he actually built
created that robot.
And he's an accomplished actor, which, you know, he's not well known.
So it just worked out beautifully.
It just worked out perfect.
That's a dope gem.
Yeah.
That's a dope insight.
And they've done some dope movies. And by the way,
sick.
his name is Luke Hawker. He's the one that built the suit.
Now he's showing off. All right, cool, man. Yeah.
It's just a shout out. Yo, they're creatives, man. Like, have you ever heard of Weta Workshop? I never heard of them. Have you ever heard of them?
Weta who? Go ahead. Keep.
I'm just saying. They're like us.
Keep trying to.
They're the creatives. We gotta give props to those people, man.
Facts. Yo, I'm excited about that show, and I'm excited about next week and what we got. We got a special guest coming pretty much every week. But we don't like to promote beforehand. We like to just rock with the people that like to rock with us and just like to go along on this journey and on this ride with us as we grow and try to figure things out and, you know, have situations where we call each other out in front of everybody. Like,
for real.
Like we're gonna grow and see what it's like. You know what I mean? So anyway, we're blessed to have you guys rocking with us. Hopefully you guys had a good time. Hopefully you guys are looking forward to next week. Till then, grace and peace. We love y'all. I'm gonna finish with God's work for those that haven't seen it. Here's God's work. My response to Joyner Lucas. Take care. God bless. Grace and peace.
Love y'all.
What up, Joyner? I heard you're looking for some answers. I was about to dip, but I couldn't leave it unanswered. Funny, cause the book you were holding, it holds the standards. But I heard you were already introduced to the commander-in-chief. The man of belief. Trust me, fam, I understand all the pain and the grief. I used to be the same way every day in the feet. The only escape was a blunt pen and pad in the beat. It's either that or the street. 508, where the war never ceased. 7 hills to die on, but I ain't ready to sleep. Pete, man. Look, I'm about to go deep, so I pray to God you're serious about the answers you seek. You should take a seat, turn up the volume, let it seep. I pray your soul he keep, I pray he wake you from your sleep. Listen, oh Lord, I need your help with this. Look, everybody you mention, the course they made in his image. This ain't a game of scrimmage, the lost is slated in prison. But I know the one who's risen, the one you think isn't, the one you blaming for death as if his life wasn't given. Matter of fact, his only son, for the same ones who spit in his face every day and then they blame son. But we can only blame one, reflection is the same one. We're the reason why we face rejection when our day comes. But you don't wanna hear it. You'd rather blame God and blaspheme his spirit. You'd rather controversy over truthful lyrics. Because it doesn't serve a purpose as a useful gimmick. I pray it ain't so and you're truly seeking his face. I pray the mental on the phone keep speaking the grace. I pray you're heading for the truth and not running in place. Being looked up to by the youth and they're coming to age. I pray for the day I can watch you jumping on the stage. Repping Christ up in your lyrics in the 508. We call it home until we're home up in our Father's grace. But as of right now, I'm not convinced that that's the case. And I'm praying for you as you're on your paper chase. And I'm praying everything I'm saying you embrace. By from my Father's grace. I pray you get a taste. And join me as a brother running in this race. And side by side we can labor. Tell them about the Savior. Filling them up with hope, pointing creatures to the Creator. Death isn't the final player. The God I serve is greater. So even though we're dying, my fellow heirs, I see you later. Something you cannot waver, even in your anger. Cause surely one day you will be face to face with your maker. I'm hoping before he takes you, you'll consider this a message, God, I pray you never miss. The crucifixion in front of you represents life and death. From the sinless Savior who is faithful till his final breath. Resurrected on the third day, now sitting on his throne. We deserve hell in heaven, we can't get there on our own. So now the truth is shown. I wonder what you'll do. Your open struggle sounds sincere. I wonder if it's true. And if this truly is a burning hunger for the truth, your message is delivered. So now it's up to you. God's work.
If you're listening on the podcast, be sure to check out my Facebook music page, Marrio Esco 1. Again, 2 R's in my name, the number 1 at the end, Marrio Esco 1. Be sure to like and follow that page because I like to give updates on who I'll be interviewing and leave a description on what we'll be talking about. And I also like the real-time one-on-one back and forth interaction. If you don't have the time to join us on Facebook Live, be sure to check out my podcast. It's called Marrio Esco Live, 2 R's in my name. Again, you'll see the white silhouette of myself with the cross underneath. Be sure to subscribe to that and follow the link as well to whatever podcast you're using or however you're receiving the podcast, and leave us a review. We love to hear feedback. You can also hit me up at music@marrioesco.com and just hit me up with some feedback and ways that we can improve the show or the things that you like and enjoy. Any type of feedback will be highly appreciated. Grace and peace.